Welcome to Gathering Resources for PowerPoint. We're going to talk a little bit about where to get resources and how to get materials for using with your PowerPoint. There are lots of resources available here in the UEN website, and we're going to talk about a couple of them. One of them is the Pioneer Library, which we'll come back to in just a moment. But another one, if you click on the K through 12 education page, that'll take you to this main page for K-12 educators, and about 2/3 of the way down the page there's one here that says Multimedia Resources for Educators. And this page here has got all kinds of media types. It's just locations we found that are kind of useful and kind of helpful for using images, video, and other resources, and whole bunches of places for PowerPoint tools. So that's one thing you can do. And also, if you'll notice on the main page of UEN, there's a link to the Pioneer Library. If you're a Utah educator or student, you have access to a whole library of resources of online materials. I've already got that page up and going, so we can take a look at it. You'll notice that there's a student access you have to have, and you go to pioneer.uen.org, and you have to have a login for that. If you're not a Utah educator, you won't be able to use this, but if you are a Utah educator or student, you can arrange with your school to find out what that information is. Also, at a Utah school, you'll be recognized as coming from a Utah school, and it'll automatically log you in. So each of these has some images in them, each of these different libraries, or most of them do. eMedia, most of them, SoundsAbound doesn't really have any images, but most of them have images that you could use. But really I want to show you a different place to start with images, because one of the best places to go for images is with something called the Creative Commons. Now if you go to creativecommons.org, the main page, there's a place where you can click to find this portal. It's also available directly from search.creativecommons.org, and it shows you all these different resources that are licensed differently than copyright. These are given specific permissions to use them. It's a different way of licensing your, establishing your rights for your materials that you create without denying everyone any rights to use them without your permission. So we give the permission up front. I actually like Flickr a lot for this, so let's go to Flickr. I've already got that up in another tab. And so here on Flickr, I'm just going to do a quick search for the Constitution. I want to add this to my PowerPoint slideshow, and when I hit search, you'll notice it's going to give me all kinds of results, but I really don't know whether I can use these or not, because many of the things that are on here are photos that people own, and they're trying to make money off them. This is a professional website in that way. So I use this advanced search right here. When you select that, it gives you an option down towards the bottom to filter your results for only Creative Commons licensed content. If you're looking for something to use commercially for making money on or to adapt, you can click either of these other two options. Since I'm just going to use the photo as is, I'm just going to click that one filter and hit search. And I've got all these different resources. Many of them look like they're probably not the Constitution of the United States. Let me just take a look at a page or two and see what else we have. Wait patiently. Okay, there's a pretty nice looking picture of the Constitution, and there's a really nice picture of the Constitution. So let's click on that one. And you'll notice that here it tells me that this is licensed, that there are some rights reserved. And these symbols tell us what kinds of rights that you have to give an attribution to it. You can't make money off of it. But this is a really nice photo of it. So if I click here on Actions, I can see all the sizes of the photo. And when I do that, I can choose the different sizes I want. Anything from a small square one up to the original, which is 714 by 863. Now standard PowerPoint resolution is 800 by 600 or 1024 by 7 something. So I'm going to pick this one that's a little bit smaller. This one's probably bigger than I need. So I'm going to pick the medium one. And then I should have an option where I can embed this, but I can also just right click on that and save picture as. Now I encourage saving the picture for the very simple reason is that way you can keep it and have it in case you accidentally delete it out of your PowerPoint. We'll talk a little bit more about how to attribute that later. So I'm going to go to my Documents folder, and I'm just going to save it right in the Documents folder. For now, we're going to do something else with it in just a bit. Similar kinds of things can be done on SoundsAbound for sound. SoundsAbound is a Pioneer library resource. You can come here and search for sounds. It's got a big button where you can use to download your audio. eMedia is similar for downloading video. eMedia is a resource where videos are available for teachers and educators and students in Utah. Again, there's a login that's normally required. Since I'm at a Utah school right now, it's going to automatically log me in. And you can find videos here that you can use and download into your PowerPoint. So once you've got those things created and found, the next thing to do is to do something that I refer to as a project folder. Right now, I only have 2 items in my documents library. I have this Internet Safety and Ethics PowerPoint file, and I have this other file that is this JPEG image I just got of the Constitution. I want to do something here, and so I'm going to choose the New Folder button here to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this Internet Safety and Ethics. Now the reason to do this is if you are using PowerPoint, and I'm going to do a shift click to select both of those and drop them into that folder. Oh, I saw that open, so I can't do that right now, so I'll have to do that a little bit later. But the point of this is that in this folder, I'm going to put my PowerPoint and everything related to that PowerPoint in the one folder. Now, if you're only using PowerPoint on a single computer, you don't need to do this because it's not as essential. It'll find your files wherever they're at. But if you ever want to move it to another computer, it's a lot simpler to just grab that whole folder with all of your content, your videos, and your audio, and move them in there. As we go through the rest of those tutorials on, if you watch the tutorials on inserting images, inserting audio, and inserting video, you'll kind of see why that's a necessity. So that's what I wanted to show you about gathering resources and creating a project folder.